Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum. Straight talk about you and your money. Now from the BizTalk studios, here is Gary Kaltbaum.
And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is Tuesday, August 27th. We're almost in September 2024. Hope you are having a good day. In case you don't know, this is serious talk about everything that affects you. And we are not screwing around, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking the election and the proposals and who these people were and now who they say they are. And you get to decide what you believe. We'll be covering that from soup to nuts. Also, the markets, the economy, your job, your industry, Washington, D.C., their debt, their deficits, the scams, the shams, corruption, and today a little bit of the United Kingdom. You name it, we cover it. And if you do not get this radio show in your city, we will post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on our Twitter feed, which is now X. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. And if you like to email us, all you gotta do is be nice. Quite simple. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Yesterday, we started markets. Today, election. Gotta get it out of the way. Because all I keep thinking to myself is, first off, the scam. Wait. Close enough, kick his ass out. That's what they did to Joe Biden. And when I say wait, they went as far as they can go, knowing there was not a time to do a primary. Got the media on their side immediately. Turned her from about as popular as a smelly sock to the next great one. Just watch. But that passed. They got it done. Good job on their part. The next part of the equation, though, which to me is utterly amazing, where is she? We know Biden's gone. Do you know he's been vacationing for like 2 weeks while there's missiles being lobbed into Israel? He's gone. And I almost can't blame him for what they did. But this young lady that's the candidate for president is nowhere to be found when it comes to hard knocks. What do I mean by hard knocks? Sitting down with me for an interview. Vice President Harris. The media is defending you. But we have all the video, hundreds of video of you being called the climate czar. The border czar. That you were taking care of the border. And then they moved to, oh, you're looking for the root cause. Which is it? Who lied? And for 3 years we were told by you, the president and head of Homeland Security, that the border was secure. It wasn't secure, was it? Because 9 months before an election, all of a sudden, you all started speaking up about what needed to be done, and you put through a bill and then blame the Republicans. So which is it? And then the next question, I don't know if you heard. She hasn't answered. We're hearing she's for the border wall now. And she still hasn't answered. She hasn't spoken to anybody except scripted stuff. This is a person running for the presidency of the United States of America. And they're only doing one debate. This is ill. That's the latest. She wants a border wall. She said it was terrible. Cost too much. You're racist. How dare you? But we really don't know what she wants, do we? She's nowhere to be found. It's amazing. And you know I'm no fan of the other, but he's out there. And he's answering questions. And he's telling you what he thinks. And as usual, just so you know, NBC Today Show, the scams, the scammers, NBC, ABC, CBS. Do you know Donald Trump yesterday was at Arlington National Cemetery honoring those who died during the Afghanistan issue that happened? They didn't mention it. They did mention that the vice president, the president, sent a note. They didn't mention Trump. Interesting, huh? So the big scam continues. That's the Trump should have the complaint. It's just an unbelievable scam going on. We're hearing she may do an interview this week, but if she's not doing it with us, it doesn't count. Because what we do here with that is we actually follow up. Vice President Harris, you're running $2 trillion deficits, but you said you lowered the deficit. Can you explain? Well, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump. No. You are running $2 trillion deficits. Let me show you your spending. What's with that? How do you tell people you're lowering the deficits when it's $2 trillion? You also said in the next 10 years you're lowering the deficits by $3 trillion, but it's going up $20 trillion. Which is it? She won't get that. And that's the shame. Do you think they'll even ask about her major tax increases? Regulatory increases? We'll see. We're waiting. We sent an email. We don't know if they saw it or not. That we want to do the interview. Do it with us. And we told them we would not be friendly. We won't be enemies, but we will not be friendly. And we will only state facts and let you retort. We have not heard back. Just letting you know. And of course, we do not expect. They won't do an interview on Fox News. How dare they? They'll do it with Best of Friends. And that's that. We move on. We segue. To some news. They're at it again at the colleges. Did you see? They're destroying property. They're posting vile, sickening things. And I'm just thinking, who is running these joints? Just letting you know. The little things that matter. We still give our taxes to these colleges. And a group of people got to be scared out of their wits to go to school. Let's continue. Oregon. I love you guys. Portland. What are they doing to you? There's now a taxpayer-funded scheme that doles out $30,000 for non-legal migrants to buy homes, but excludes U.S. citizens. What the hell is going on? In California, $150,000. No interest loans to buy homes. But if you're a U.S. citizen, Ladies and gentlemen, we're upside down. I'm in Florida. We're not so upside down. Just letting you know. We're just reporting the news. And I'm worried. Because a lot of these ideas came from this vice president. Up next, we segue again. Lots to cover. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
Hi, I'm Gary Kaltbaum, host of the nationally syndicated radio show Investor's Edge. We're not just handsome radio people. We manage investors' money for a living, specializing in fee-based discretionary money management. No big commissions, just a fee on the assets that's managed. We also provide a full range of personalized services, including retirement planning, fixed income, and educational needs, all to assist you in achieving your financial goals. Understanding not all individuals have the same needs, we'll carefully evaluate your personal goals to determine a proper investment strategy. If your current approach to investing is not getting you to where you would like to be, call us to make an appointment for a complimentary portfolio review. The number to call is 888-422-5559. That's 888-422-5559. That's 888-422-5559. Investment advisory services offered through Kaltbaum Capital Management.
It's time to switch on the integrator units and get the brain cells working.
You're listening to
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Investor's Edge
The last bastion of quality programming.
with Gary Kaltbaum.
It doesn't get better than this.
So, if I sounded frustrated in that first little segment, it's because I'm beyond the beyond frustrated. Beyond the beyond. They first plundered, for the last 3.5 years, our treasure by spending us into oblivion with massive, massive, massive deficits, and only possibly can grow going forward unless a hero shows up. They, on purpose, 10 million people through the border. And they have admitted they have no clue where some of these people are and no clue if they're bad. No clue. And now they pull this greatest of cons that the media has just completely shoved to the side and has put her in. And she doesn't even tell us anything. Nothing. It's disgusting. I would rather her tell me she's a communist. Just tell us. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I bet you're there sitting down and saying, okay, this is how we should say it. Instead of just being real, this is what we should say and how we say it. Screw them. And hopefully we get enough votes, and then you can do whatever you want to do. That's what they're doing now. And I have to tell you, and by the way, this will not be a put down of Trump, but it's going to sound like it. If there was a Republican candidate without the baggage Trump has, and you know what I mean when I say that, even though that love him know what I'm saying. If there was just a candidate without the baggage, it'd be up by 12 points right now. That's how bad the other side is. That they would ignore the American people. And that is what they are doing. They are sticking you in the you-know-whats, ignoring you, while every day $6 billion is added to our debt. Frustration. Frustration. And the media Man, oh man. Double. Con artists. And I am not talking opinion people. They can say whatever they want on the right or the left. I'm an opinion person. But the anchors are so full of crap, and the reporters refuse to report. Tomorrow's Nvidia. So, I don't usually cover one stock in a very big way, but there are moments in time that matter more than others. And like I said yesterday, there are people out there saying all kinds of weird things. Always the extreme thing. How about somebody come out and say, yeah, the stock will probably move up a point or two. No, it's either going to skyrocket or... You get my point. So let me throw you a few things. Number one, let's first be the voice of, I wouldn't call it doom, but the voice of, okay, something to watch, something to care about, something to think about, something maybe even worry about. It's called expectations. Markets have these expectations. What does expectations come from? The past. What the company's ability was, what the company's able to do, what the company usually says. In this case, we know a couple of things. They can't keep up the last 3 quarters earnings growth. It was one big gigantic step upwards. Guidance for this coming quarter. And just so you know, the last 4 quarters, you ready? 440, 567, 478, and 455. No, not kidding. No, not kidding. Guidance for this quarter is 150. So one would think, damn, that is a real deceleration, but that's still a big number. On the good end, the market already knows what the estimate is. That's the good end. On the good end, what if they beat and do 200%, which is a deceleration, but much better than expected? Don't know. So on the one end, expectations are very high. Analysts are gaga. Gaga. Everybody's got a buy rec, strong buy rec. Nothing can go wrong. And yeah, there's a few out there that say, it's had its run and whatever. But on the negative side is the high expectations. On the negative side, it's really had a big move already. That's a negative. And what was that, a 10-for-1 stock split? Negatives. The positives. They're the crayon poobah. Simple as that. There's no way, shape, or form to think of it any differently. They are the head honcho, top dog, big cheese. What does it mean to markets? I heard somebody say it was going to do this, that. Let me be clear. No one stock can change the market. And when I say the market, I mean the market. The market. But it can change some important parts of the market. And this is where it's going to get interesting. There's been a lot of movement in a lot of companies that are connected to artificial intelligence that their numbers suck, but their stock has still gone up. What was the one stock I complained about most? Micron. It kept going and going and going. I kept saying, why? Well, that's finally at its comeuppance. It's gone from 157 down to 97. So it could affect. The semis have been weak. Had a better day today. They opened up poor. They finished up decently. But Nvidia will be of import driving the bus based on one little word, CapEx, capital expenditures. How much do they say is going to be spent? I do not expect them to say anything negative. Will the market take whatever they say negative? Don't know. I've been asked many a time in the last week, what do I think? I said, I don't know. I had one person pissed off at me. I'm like, why are you mad at me? What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. There's no way to know. Up next, what else I don't know? This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
Listening to
America is talking.
Investor's Edge.
He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy.
With Gary Kaltbaum.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
So back to, I don't know. I don't know. We've had a good year with Nvidia. Our last trade we lost money on. Very small. I think it was 1% or 2%. But we made huge twice. Very huge the first go-round. We did not buy into this V-shaped move up after this crash that we had. Wish we did. We told you the story about the client that called up to sell. He had owned it unsolicited, called up the day of the low, texted me to sell his 600 shares, and I can't take an order over text, so I called him, and I don't know if I talked him out of it, but I kind of, yeah, and he's very happy with me now. I wish I had bought it. It was like $90 at that time. 90, that's how bad of a crash-ette that we had. It's okay to not know, in case you don't know. All the talk about how people know. Yeah, I know. My favorite thing is when I heard somebody today, or was it yesterday? And no, I don't drink. Somebody said, I expect a bad September, a rally into October, a drop after the election, and a good December. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, if I was interviewing him, I would ask him for the day and time. For me, that's just ridiculous talk. Excuse me. For me, just watch the market. Let it dictate. Sometimes it's utterly amazing that you hear somebody say that. Even though you got an election. And in case you don't know, you got one candidate that wants to extricate a few $1 trillion out of the economy, people's wallets, and the other one wants to lower taxes. Don't you think that can change the playing field? No. September will go down, October will go up, after the election will go down, and December will finish good. Sure. Just giving you a little taste about some of the things we think, and some of the things we don't know. We never know what company is going to have a good reaction or bad reaction. We've had companies that have been doing well have bad reactions. Companies that have been doing bad have good reactions. Look at McDonald's recently. All we can tell you is where a stock's at. And I will tell you this on the bullish side for Nvidia. It sets up really well to go higher if it wants to go higher on their earnings report. It has a good technical picture if it wants to go higher on its earnings report. That's all. And if you own it, good luck. If you don't own it, good luck. And we'll see where it takes us. And that is that. On the Nvidia. October, November, December. I hope to get tomorrow right. I hope to get tomorrow's open correct. Dow was only up 9 points today. I love days like that. The S&P was up 8. NASDAQ 29. NASDAQ 165. Some big names are up. Costco up 16. Netflix up 7. Though Netflix was up 19 at one time. By the way, Netflix is getting right now a ton of great analyst talk. Because the amount of ads, their live sports, they're doing live sports and stuff like that. And I think they get the WWE soon. Yeah, Netflix. Something's going to Netflix, WWE. StockX, well, look, we almost bought it today. And we said, we're going to wait till 3 o'clock, see what happens. And it fell back like $10-15. So we hung out, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Costco was up 25, dropped to only up 9, finished up 16. That looks like it is broken above range. The worry about Costco, it's trading at 60 times earnings with earnings in the teens. That's a big premium, regardless of how good they are. That is one heck of a big premium, regardless of how good they are. And let me be clear, I'm amazed when I go into a Costco. Kava. No, we didn't jinx it, but Kava was down almost $8 today. It had nothing to do with me visiting it for the first time. A seller of 6 million shares was announced, was down 10 early, finished down 8. We are going to watch this closely in here to pick some up because that baby, we love strong reaction to earnings. And Kava had a real good reaction to earnings. Our issue? Little valuation. But we'll see. We like the concept. We like what we saw. We were impressed. Supermicro. Just letting you know, there's an outfit called Hindenburg Research. What a name, huh? Kind of apropos. They put out a short sell on it saying their accounting not very good. I have not read the whole thing. I'm going to read that tonight. It's been the bear market, so there's nothing to do. That stock had a big run early in the year. I missed it. And don't ask. My biggest mistakes this year is things I, quote unquote, either missed or decided not to play. It's been a few good ones. Recently, Ferrari. It's up 9% from where I would have bought, but I would have liked 9% in a couple of weeks. Ferrari. And they say there's a recession coming? Speaking of that, a lot of people saying we're already in recession. Many people are saying we're already in recession. And may I state for the record, there are some stats out there that look like they're in recession. Manufacturing, certain regionals. We are letting you know under no uncertain terms. There is no way we're having a recession as of yet. And when I mean recession, I mean something that's not very good. I'm not talking mild. I'm talking something nasty. And we know this why? The market. The stock market always flushes out bad recessions. That's all. Always. 100% of the time. And that ain't happening yet. It looked like it was happening with that drop on Japan. Not yet. We'll let you know. Definitely pockets of weakness. Our worries. The debt, the consumer debt. Jobs are getting a little icky. I just don't think it's anything really bad just yet. Again, why? Market never misses it. Costco being at new highs? No. Be down 20%. Financials up at the tips? No. They'd be down. So don't buy that crap either. But keep sending me your thoughts on your industry, your job, whatever it may be, good or bad. We want to know what's out there from wherever you are. We get a lot of input, get a decent feel. Of course, we do our own little channel checks, which are pretty darn good, a lot better than the Fed. Speaking of that, truckers are acting terribly. That's the interesting part. UPS acts terribly. Well, that's a big bear market. We'll see what that means. We don't like when transports act terribly. That's the movers of stuff, product. Somewhat of a defining force. And as you know, part of the process we do, it's on the good side and it's on the bad. Electric vehicles bad, AI good. Maybe electric vehicles will have their day in the sun one day. Right now, they're on the downside. Any way you cut it. I did mention the United Kingdom, didn't I? That's up next on Investor's Edge.
You're listening to
What are we waiting for?
Well, what are you waiting for?
1, 2, ready, go.
Action!
Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum.
Okay. Mark these words down. The United Kingdom is going to be in one big, gigantic world of trouble as they move forward economically. They just elected a super Marxist control freak. Not just a Marxist, a super Marxist. He is going to massively raise taxes on an already taxed public. He is going to massively put in more controls, even though their NHS, National Health Service, that's their government-run arm of health, is such bad shape I cannot begin to tell you. Not to mention, they're arresting people now in the UK if they go online and say something the government doesn't like. They're arresting Brits, but they're not arresting protesters calling for the death of Jews and the takeover of the United Kingdom by Islam. By the way, we're not making this up. And by the way, we have nothing against Islam. We got nothing against Muslims, every race, creed, color. You know what we are against? Every extremist on earth, whoever they are, that are vile and violent. And there's a lot of that crap going on. And somehow they have convinced the bobbies there, the police, to help out. They're arresting British citizens for posting things like, I'm proud to be Christian. No, not making this up. It's on video. But back on point, the UK, this guy's a misery. and you go to Argentina and you got a guy named Milei who's Ronald Reagan-like and is cutting the size of government, lowering taxes and regulations, and they're calling him extreme. Imagine doing everything for the people there to make their lives better. Keep more of your money. Less rules banging over your head because we know you can take care of yourself. Individual responsibility. You know what's happened? Inflation's come down big time. Deficits have come down big time. And they're still on his ass. The media there. The lefty media around the globe is insane. We always thought it was we the people. The people driving force. No. The government. Unless it really affects the media. Not until it really affects them do they get it. You know who's feeling it now? China. China was doing great. They were going more towards free market principles. More and more. Letting businesses be. Let businesses flourish. And you know what? Things were going great. And guess what happened? The dude who runs the joint, G? Nah. Put the screws to industry. And have you seen the FXI? The ETF? Go back 15 years. And it's all because government taken over. And that circles back to the beginning of the show. Here's a woman that wants price controls. But that's not what she meant. Always believe the first thing you hear out of somebody's mouth. Trillions of dollars confiscated of wealth from people who created that wealth with crazy tactics of unrealized capital gains. By the way, the Democrats are so scared now of the price controls. Do you know they've already leaked to the media? Just remember, they collude together, the media and the bums. They already leaked to the media, and the media's reporting higher-ups in the Democratic Party say no possible chance of price controls. So they're already in their uh-oh moment. The Trump tax cuts are gone, and they keep telling us that exploded the deficit. Screw you. It's our money. We give it to you. You don't give it to us. And it didn't explode the deficit. Revenue soared. The deficit soared because of spending. Gargantuan. Not even talking COVID. And the deficit soared even more because Biden took spending from somewhat of the norm to above COVID. Even though there was no more COVID spending, and we were talking like $1.5 trillion. I'm very worried. Very. And that's why I said yesterday, and I ain't kidding, if she wins and she destructs like I think, I'll see you 4 years. I'll keep myself in shape. I'd bury her in a debate. And I'd win over independents and Dems also. You know why? People love upward mobility. People love moving up in life. People love keeping more of their money as they get bigger and bigger instead of them coming out with the machete and cutting off at the knees. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or Whig Party. People love having the conditions to be great. People love that. And I would be tapping into that like there's no tomorrow. Versus them, they love their power and rule over us. And that's going to stop. That all said, I'll be on 1 p.m. tomorrow, the 1 p.m. hour show, Fox Business Network. And until tomorrow, same time, you'll have a great evening. Drive carefully. Nvidia after the close tomorrow will have that for you. Be well, stay well, and when you do get home, make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better, I promise. Peace out, all. Good night.
This has been Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum on BizTalk. To listen to past episodes or to get in contact with Gary, go to GaryK.com. That's GaryK.com.